my back, boy. Please don't think it's sweet, I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last, boy. I've been drinking red, boy. I've been chopping out these birds, McCoy. No, I made my rich in really 9 months. Overseas, honey skin.
The sloshing of water, life on the seas, the life of a pirate or marine is one filled with adventure, dreads, or dreams. In Kobe's case, however, he leans more towards dread. As he's kicked over into the storage downstairs, Kobe crashes, wincing in pain as he barely manages to stand, and from above he hears Alvida's club slam down. "And you better make it squeaky clean, you hear me?" Yes, ma'am." With a sigh, he then heads to a barrel and takes his top off when he's then punched and pushed back to the floor, and Luffy rises from this confinement. Oh, sorry, man. You okay? Yeah, wait. What are you doing in there? He would then cover his mouth in fear, looking up and noticing no one heard him, and actually they closed the hatch, and he breathes a sigh of relief, asking Luffy what he's doing here once again. As he makes his way out of the barrel, Luffy sits saying, "Whirlpool. Whirlpool. Whirlpool. Name's Luffy. Where am I? You don't know? This is Alvida's ship. I'm Kobe, the cabin boy." "You don't look like a pirate." "Well, I was captured when I went fishing one day," said Kobe. As he reaches into one of the barrels for an apple, he says Kobe should just escape, but he shudders at the thought, saying that he should escape if he cares about his life, but honestly, he himself has no chance. But with a smile, Luffy says, "I'm the man who will be king of the pirates. I'm not bending over for Alvida of all people." King of the pirates? That... Actually, don't you dress way too luxuriously for a starting pirate? Wearing the same garments as Caster Gilgamesh, minus the hat replaced with the straw hat instead of the one that he has himself, he was actually quite literally shining, and even his looks matched that of a celebrity. But king of the pirates? That's crazy. I might suck, but you're out of your mind. Better be out of your mind than just give up on your dream, don't you think? Don't you ever dream, Kobe? Kobe hangs on his words, seeing that he is dead serious about them. Luffy seems to be unwavering. Do you think I can become a marine then? Hell no. What? Well, what'd you expect? You're way too scrawny for that. Try something else. I guess you're right. Hey, you. The two look up the stairs as three men descend with swords on hand, asking what the hell Luffy's doing here, as Kobe would then cower in fear, but Luffy stands up as his shining light brights them, but it's actually not the aura that he's letting off. It is literally a light. Atop the deck, the three are sent flying out and crash as everyone, including Alvida, turns, seeing them as Luffy walks out holding Kobe by the collar, and he's freaking out. "Who the hell are you, pretty face?" "Oh, me? She means me, right?" He looks to the not crying Kobe, who nods as he gets a little serious, setting him down. "Alright, so you're Alvida. I'm a straggler. You ain't Roronoa Zoro, right? The pirate hunter?" "Hell no, I'm a pirate too. Never thought you'd be this big, but I have heard about you." All those on board are left shocked by his words, and that this idiot would really insult Alvida to her face like this. You insolent. I am the most beautiful, most powerful pirates on the seas." "Luffy, take it back, please," said Kobe, as he grabs him by the arm, telling him that he will die otherwise. "Alvida's, she's..." The words of Luffy then flood his mind at that point, and he didn't even know what overcame him, but in an explosion of complete anger at all of this, he yells, "She's the ugliest thing on the seas." At this point, everyone is frozen, petrified. He's dead, they all thought, just as Luffy then smiles when Kobe realizes what he had done, and he looks up seeing the seething Alvida. "Hey, Kobe." Kobe then looks to Luffy as he says, "I think you can do it now. You can be a marine." "Pretty or not, you will die today, you bastard," Alvida says as she swings down her giant mallet, only for the same blinding light to then detonate as Alvida's club is not back. The light fades to then show a golden disc before Luffy. What did he do? What is that thing? With a crack of a smirk, Luffy sprints forward, heading for Alvida as he cocks back his fist and he pounds her face in with a punch, and she crashes with so much force that it tears the entire deck apart, and she bounces back up only to be wrapped by a chain that was released by a gate behind Luffy, who then says, "Go for a swim and cool off, you old hag." The chain then grips and swings, releasing her as she's sent flying with a shockwave as Alvida skips across the seas, yelling for her life. Incredible, he must have eaten a devil fruit. Wait, what happens to us now? As this dawns on them, Luffy turns with a carefree smile. Hey, can we borrow a dinghy? Sure. Luffy's so cool. Moments later, they leave the ship on a dinghy, which is a small little ship, as Kobe rows while Luffy lays back and they just talk. If you're gonna be Pirate King, that means you're after the One Piece, right? That means you're going to the Grand Line. Yeah, so? It's called the Pirate Graveyard. I'll live. Just be careful. Devil fruits are strong, but they're not infallible. I didn't eat a devil fruit. Damn, I hate people who keep saying that to me. Those things taste disgusting. What? I didn't eat a devil fruit. What? Shut up, Kobe. Sorry. As their journey continues, Kobe learns more about Luffy and vice versa. For one, Luffy can swim in the sea, just as fine as anyone else, and he truly does not have a devil fruit, it seems, and he is told by Luffy only one thing about his ability: he contains every treasure known to man. He also plans to recruit Oronoa Zoro, which is a coincidence that Alvida said his name because he heard of him in the newspaper days back before, as he departed his home for this grand adventure. They quickly make it to a naval base town and tie their ship to a dock and walk around, with Luffy getting quite a lot of attention, many even avoiding his gaze, thinking he was a noble here to mess with them. Luffy, don't you think you should be looking for a navigator first? Going aimlessly like this won't work forever. Don't worry, I'll find someone. So you don't have anyone in mind? Nope. He really just does go with the flow, doesn't he? Kobe thought. Luffy then heads straight to the naval base, and he would climb the wall, sitting atop it to see Zoro hung up on a cross. Oh, he asked to join me, said Luffy. Hey, you over there, can you untie me? I've been here for like 9 days and I'm done. Really? I'll make it worth your while. I'm a bounty hunter. I'll hunt down someone and give you their bounty. You can trust me. I'm a man of my word. At this point, climbing up, Kobe says, no, he'll kill you as soon as you untie him. However, Luffy would then jump down and begin to make his way towards the bounty hunter, saying, yeah, but even at full strength, that's impossible, Kobe. He then summons a gate, which surprises Zoro as a sword is then ripped out of it, a katana that is then swung at his restraints, freeing him as he falls and says, where did you get that sword? Oh, this? You like it, huh? This guy, there's more to him, thought Zoro. And the way he's dressed, he's loaded. Just then at that moment, however, runs in a little girl who Zoro recognizes and tells her to get out of here. But I brought you these rice balls. I'm not hungry. Now get out of here. A little harsh, don't you think? Said Luffy as he puts away the sword, and Zoro again asks how the hell he's doing that. Devil fruit? As Luffy goes to answer, the gate, well, the other gate, the gates to this place are barged open. Oronoa Zoro, planning a prison break, are you? Asked Helmeppo as he entered with 2 guards, each having a weapon on hand ready to fire. And who the hell are you? Luffy simply looks at the man and then looks back at Zoro. Anyway, if you want to know where I got that sword from, you can join my crew. Listen to me, damn it, shouts Helmeppo. Crew? Are you a damn pirate? I'm the pirate hunter, idiot. I know, doesn't matter to me. I need you. Fire at them! Now that Helmeppo is obviously frustrated, his low man energy coming out, and Marines look at each other with a look of guilt because there's a child present. But Helmeppo then pushes them forward, saying to do it already. As they shake, Kobe's eyes widen, and on instinct he runs and comes to shield the girl. However, just then he closes his eyes in fear and the girl cowers. Zoro becomes horrified, but he notices Luffy moved and now was holding a fist in front of Kobe just as the Marines fired. Damn, you're really trying to prove me wrong, huh, Kobe? I already said you'd be a great Marine. Kobe slowly opened his eyes and he would see Luffy drop the bullets as he flashes past the Marines who were sent flying past Helmeppo, who now Luffy stands before, and the spoiled brat falls to the floor shaking and even peeing himself. Don't hurt me, my dad's a high-ranking official. I'm so interested. Listen, he kneels down. What are you planning to do with my friend here? I ain't your friend, said Zoro. Oh, come on. I wasn't... Well, spit it out, said Luffy. I was gonna kill him tomorrow, damn it. But why does it matter? He embarrassed me in front of everyone. No, he didn't, said the girl. He saved me and my mom. He's nice. You suck. She pulls out her tongue and just throws raspberries at him. And Kobe realizes how corrupt this all is, and he cannot even stand it. But most of all, Zoro was pissed as he asked, you were gonna what? At this point, it's too much for the little bastard, and he passes out, as Luffy would then stand saying, "So now will you join me? Looks like you're in a tough spot, right?" "Just who the hell are you?" "I already told you. By the way, I have a plan. I would love your help." As Zoro raises an eyebrow to this, moments later, Accent Morgan runs down to the field and sees something hung up on the cross, and Zoro is of course missing, and his men follow behind. They see writing on the paper. "I have your son. If you want him back with all of his limbs intact, you better have all of Zoro's swords and go to the town square, okay?" "Who the hell is doing this to me on such a good day?" shouts the captain. He scares his men as he then tells them to gather up everyone, and they were gonna rampage today and kill whoever did this. After putting on his fancy coat and heading out, he passes the streets and everyone bows, steering clear of where he walked, and the sailors avert their gazes, embarrassed at what they have become, until they reach the town square. "Dad, please save me. This guy, he's got a devil fruit." Tied up by chains of Enkidu and hung up as 3 gates surround him from mid-air, he struggles to get free as Luffy and Zoro step up with Luffy saying, "You got them? Take it." He holds his hand out as the sailors come to him and hand him the 3 blades. "Did you seriously think I would just hand you this?" Guess not." What to do, huh? The cowering and bowing villagers are so scared they begin to shiver just when Morgan then rushes forward, throwing Zoro's blades away, and comes swinging down at Luffy when the clanging of chains are heard, and this is when we all see that his arm is grabbed. Looking up, he saw a gate releasing more chains and was surprised when he then looks back down to Luffy, and Luffy's already right in front of him and kicks him in the face, sending him flying as the chains release him. And the Marines look on in shock at this display of power. Everyone bowing looked up completely in awe as Morgan thuds to the floor. It was already over, and walking over to his knocked out body, Zoro goes and gets his swords. "Fine, you got yourself a pirate. I'm not gonna be dying anytime soon, might as well." "Hell yeah! Hear that, Kobe?" Walking out of an alley, Kobe said, "Congratulations, Luffy." "Woo! Finally!" As the voices of everyone ring through the town, they start thanking this man. They do not even know him, but with tears in their eyes, they honestly didn't know what they would have done if he didn't come, and it's just been so long, but they're finally free. Even Morgan's own men were cheering, and it was so bizarre. "Hey, come to my restaurant, kid. I'll give you a freebie. Come on." "Now that's what I'm talking about," says Zoro. "Yeah, this is what Marines should bring," thought Kobe. "Happiness." "Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something though," said Luffy. "Now that you mention it, yeah," says Zoro. "No, Dad, please save me," muttered the forgotten Helmeppo in a crying mess, still hung up by the chains. After this, the Marines take their captain and put him in a cell for him to be taken away for punishment later, along with the son as well. And Luffy got to have that meal, but it was instead in the home of that little girl. "Whew, I'm stuffed. Not eating for so long was insane," says Zoro. "See, what if you actually got left there and you were supposed to be doing literally anything else?" said Luffy. "You'd be dead, so praise me." "Yeah, sure. Anyone ever tell you you're kind of a weird guy?" Ace did. So did Grandpa, Sabo, Dodon, a lot of people. "Sorry for bothering you, ma'am." "Oh no, it's okay. For a second we all avoided you because we thought you were a noble, so it's good to know you're a good person." "Oh yeah, they told me not to wear these, but they're so comfy," said Luffy. From outside at this point, he notices people still cheering for them, and some even tried to get in and get a look at him as he waves to them, when the girl then asks Luffy, "How do you do all that stuff you did? Like, where did those chains come from? Yeah, what devil fruit did you eat?" "Luffy didn't eat one," said Kobe. "What? That's insane," says Zoro. "Seriously, what the hell are you?" "Hey, no bad language in front of the girl." "I don't care, I can handle it, I'm grown." "Okay, then you'll be grown enough to understand when I say my power's source is a secret, right?" "What? That's not fair." Starting to chuckle, the mom can't hold it in, and Kobe follows along because honestly, it's just when Luffy teases people, it's hilarious, and the girl pouts with Luffy saying that it'd take too long to explain anyway. "So you guys are heading to the Grand Line, right?" "Mm-hmm." "So we're going after the One Piece, says Zoro. "Fun." Just then, the doors of the house are open with a senior sailor apologizing for his entrance. "I'm well aware of what you've done for us. Truly, I thank you, but I must ask you to leave." From outside, people begin to complain because they saved them, but the man says that they are still pirates at the end of the day. If this is what pirates are like, then call me a shipmate. Yeah, they saved us, and we've been dealing with a lot of crap from good guys. We can't just kick them out. As he stands, however, Luffy says, let's go. Zoro stands and they head for the door when the sailor then asks about Koby, who he is. I never seen you before. You came with him, right? Is he your ally? Nah, of course not. Koby's gonna be a Marine. And I'm just supposed to believe that? Take a look and tell me, said Luffy. As the sailor looks back at Koby, he sees him at attention and bowing as he then lifts his head and says he wants to join. Those eyes are full of determination and it was unmistakable. With a smile, the man then says, I'll take your word. You are a savior after all. Thank you. No problem. As he heads out, he and Zoro start making their way to the shore, and when he sees their dinghy, Zoro says, well, this is a huge contrast. How do you look like that and ride something like this? Actually, I was saving a little something for when we, started to make our crew. More specifically, when I got my first mate. From above his head forms a giant gate. As Luffy looks up and Zoro then notices, as his face becomes more and more shocked, this giant airship making its way out. And Luffy starts to laugh. Praise me. God damn it, you just make no sense. The airship lowers itself as Luffy then gets in the cockpit, and Zoro would as well, seeing the piloting system, and he couldn't even comprehend what it was and had never seen something like this before. Slowly the ship swerves towards the sea, getting ready to leave when the two then hear stomps, and they would find that admittedly, quite shockingly, sailors were behind them saluting and just saying goodbye. Thank you so much, Captain Luffy. I'll never forget what you did for me, yells Koby. With a nod, Luffy then says, let's go, Vimana. With these words, everyone is slightly blown back as the ship advances at the speed of 200 miles per hour. A flying ship, you have quite the friend. Yep, Luffy never fails to amaze, does he? Now, no dinner for 1 week. We did salute pirates after all. Everyone's fine with that, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, as Zoro and Luffy get quite far, Zoro can already not see the island. It's kind of impressive. Is this how you get around? Nah, I promised myself to hold on. I wouldn't use it again until I found my first mate. So thank God you joined. I hate using that small boat. Hype it up, Captain. Damn, that feels good to hear. Don't make it weird, Luffy. And so begin the tales of the Straw Hat crew. Well, what it's soon to be anyway. After a bit of flying, Vimana alerts them of a new island they are nearing. With something like this, you could have a breeze going literally anywhere. You should really use it more often. Yeah, but it only has like a seating for a few passengers. You don't have a bigger ship in there. That's not the point. It doesn't feel homey, you know? At that point, they then near the island and the ship would begin to fade away, letting them land as Zoro stretches his legs and they start walking. Wait a minute. You didn't give me that sword yet, because you're not ready for it. What's that supposed to mean? It's something that only a strong swordsman should hold, or you'll die. This ominous tidbit already has Zoro hooked and extremely interested, but he says that he will get that sword one way or another. Just then, they hear some cries for help as Nami then runs past them. Hey boss, help me out, they won't stop chasing me. Boss, says Zoro. 3 burly men surround the 3 at that point and ask if Zoro is truly her boss. Look at him, actually, he's dressed like a noble. This guy is worth way more than she is, or him. Yeah, if we bring him with us, Captain Buggy could reward us big time. Alright then, said Luffy, with them holding his hands out. Let's go to Captain Buggy. Fuck, thought Zoro. A hiding Nami at this point, who has escaped by letting the attention of Luffy blind them, has already gone, to just watch everything that was gonna happen. But honestly, she's surprised how stupid Luffy is, but the men are happy that he's just complying with them. Tying their hands up and pushing them to follow them, they soon arrive at a little tavern and the 2 are forced to their knees as they go to the rooftop and now face Buggy. The hell are these 2? asked Buggy. Captain, he's that girl's boss, and look at him, he looks expensive, right? Well, we figured that she would come back for him anyway, and he gave up pretty fast. Good job, you dumbasses, said Buggy, with him then walking forward as his men feel proud to be complimented, and Buggy nears Luffy, kneeling down. Your woman stole something very important from me, Call her back now or you die. He would then tap him on the head twice as if patronizing him, when Luffy's eyes twitch, with him looking up at Buggy, and his eyes shine red. Don't touch the hat. Instantly from behind him, a piercing light hits Buggy through the stomach as he is knocked back with his eyes going blank. His men look on in horror as he thrusts to the floor and he holds his side in pain. God, bastard, who are you? Get them, he heard Captain Buggy. From behind the two, the giant claw of Richie is about to strike. Richie is the giant lion, for those who don't remember, as Mohi, his tamer, rides him, but Zoro is freed by Luffy, turning with a swing of his two blades, and he tanks the hit of the claw while Luffy pulls back his arm and punches the wild animal, sending it flying off the roof. I thought you might have played this out a little longer, said Zoro. I was, then he pissed me off. Hey Buggy, what the hell is so important about that treasure? This guy, he has a devil fruit of some kind. Be careful, yells Buggy. Shit, he's not normal. As Luffy holds his hand out, every single one of Buggy's men is then grabbed and held by golden chains from a giant gate from above them, and then they drop their weapons as Buggy looks up trying to catch his breath, when Luffy then walks past them and then grabs him by the shoulder, pushing him down. Again, what was in that map? The observing eyes of Nami watched on from the hatch leading to the rooftop, shot by the guy she tried to screw over being so strong. You can stop hiding now, just come out, said Zoro. Nami is obviously scared, but she has to come out anyway, so she does, and while doing so, puts on a facade. You guys are actually pretty strong, huh? Now I really want to work with you. She then feels a shiver as Luffy's murderous eyes turn to face her, but then he does a complete 180. Really? Are you good at navigating? The hell? She thought. Oh yeah, the best you've ever seen. Hey Zoro, found us a navigator. Hey, that's not how business works, said Nami. No matter what, I can't just work with someone that I don't trust. I don't even know what you guys do. Alright then, let me guess, you don't like pirates, says Zoro. We're done here. As she says this, she turns to leave when she hears a familiar sound and quickly turns to see a bag of dropped berry that spillover cash. Instantly she slides over, putting her hand in there, checking everything, and she can see it's all real. Pleasure doing business with you. Yes, a pleasure, said Luffy. Seriously, said Zoro. It's just berries. I have infinite amounts of it, you know, said Luffy. Infinite? As her eyes turn to money signs, Nami asks if he'd like to be her husband, to which he says, hell no, I have to become king of the pirates. Seriously? You're just gonna meet complete monsters in the Grand Line, you know that, right? You stand no chance. You're staring at a monster, you know, said Luffy. Oh, forgot about you guys. He drops the pirates and picks up Buggy with Enkidu as he yells, have a nice trip. With the swing, he sends him flying as Buggy curses him and Luffy floats off the ground, surprising Zoro and Nami that he can also fly. Alright, let's go, and if you guys don't leave this island in 3 minutes, I'll smite you with light. In fear, the Buggy pirates instantly clear the roof, instantly running off in fear as the Mayor Boodle sees them rush past them, falling over, stumbling until they're gone. He adjusts his glasses. What the hell is... Huh? He then turns to see a massive flying ship as it levitates off the ground, brushing off violent winds past his face, and he's just shocked. However, Luffy takes notice of him. Oh, old man, wait a second. He leaps off the ship and flies down at the old man, who only gets more scared as he comes to a float before him. Here, take this. From a gate then drops a bag that he then shoves into his arms. Get this to the mayor and have fun, okay? Okay. He then flies back to Vimana as he orders it to set off without even landing, only following it as Nami falls into the cockpit, checking out the panel. Oh, this thing's amazing, right? God, stop doing that, yells Nami. What? I like flying. You're just jealous. Ooh, almost lost it. He presses down his hat and lands beside Zoro as they both lay back with Nami saying, all that shiny stuff you're wearing and you care about a straw hat? Of course I do. It's my treasure. Man, this guy's weird, Nami thought. Well, at least he's rich. As they zoom up, however, Luffy says, also, I'm not giving you another sack of gold, you know. Oh, come on. I'm relaxed, not stupid, shipmate. And so they head off as they pass by Gaimon's island, meeting the men and even freeing him from his chest, but then moving on with their aircraft, landing upon a new island, and Luffy lands down while Nami makes her way down slowly, and the ship just goes away like usual. It fades into golden particles and it sounds like a new adventure is on the horizon. You know, it's a new day. Luffy says, I smell a new shipmate. Where the hell does that stuff go when you actually finish using it? Asked Nami. Back to the void, said Luffy, as he turned around with a sinister face, an endless black void where dangerous creatures can't even reside. What? Just kidding, it's a giant castle. As she shouts to stop trying to scare her all the time, she tries to punch him, but Luffy dodges, saying that he will never let her hit him, only making her more mad, as Luffy says that he can't have his navigator, denigrating his image. Now where is... There he is. He snaps towards Usopp, who is startled, standing up just as his 3 underlings then run off in fear because obviously the guy noticed him. You're just gonna leave me? He would then freeze up, realizing Luffy, Nami, and Zoro were now staring at him, and with no other choices, he stands. Fear me, scoundrels. You better leave while you can, because Captain Usopp has an army of 80 million ready to oppose you. Oh really? Said Luffy. He readies a giant gate behind himself and shows the barrel of what seems like a cannon that pulses with a massive sphere of light. And how about I destroy that village so we can have no interruptions while I face off against the legendary captain? What the hell, said Nami? Are you serious? While Luffy doesn't answer, Zoro taps her and she looks back and he's smiling. She's confused. Meanwhile, Usopp, though scared, pulls back on his slingshot, saying, "You're not hurting any of them." He slides his way down, though clumsily, and stands between the beam and his home. You'll have to kill me first. The beam then intensifies as we see Usopp clearly shaking from fear, especially his legs, when Luffy would then burst into laughter, with the weapon being pulled back into the gate, which then closes, and Luffy holds his stomach. Man, you're exactly what I thought you'd be like. Wait, what is going on? Asked Usopp. As he stays on guard, Luffy says, "Join my crew." This only confuses him more, and he finally loses it, falling to the floor with his ears exploding with steam. Oh, he overloaded, says Zoro. Moments later though, the four go to a pub where Usopp pays for them, and he was told by Luffy that he met his father, and that's actually why he's here. What's he like, my pops? Well, he's surprisingly very coddly. He won't stop talking about you. It was really annoying. You definitely don't hold back, said Usopp. Well, I did try to destroy your home. I never actually do it though, don't worry. Can I think about it? I mean, sure, I'm not really rushing or anything, said Luffy. Alright then, I'll be back. I have to meet someone, okay? As he runs off, Nami asks, "You seriously want that guy?" "Oh, you're caring about me, Nami? You're finally charting tides." "Hell no, you have an endless amount of berry." "This is exactly why I said don't bring her in," said Zoro. So I will do a little skip of what happens next because we know what does. The kids from Usopp's crew arrive to save Usopp, and this leads to them actually liking the pirates, and then they go to Kaya's where Usopp is antagonized by Klahadore. The crew and Usopp then leave with Luffy asking for a ship and such, but he and Usopp overhear Klahadore while they were talking later. And while Luffy is trying to talk to him alone about how fun sea life is when specifically they hear it. So when he was trying to recruit him, kind of a bad timing. This leads to Usopp trying to warn everyone and even Kaya, but to no avail. He is literally the boy who cried wolf, and no one is gonna believe him. Then he runs to the shore, and he even lies to those 3 kids, but they confront him about it. But then he tells Luffy and everyone the truth, and they make a plan. They wait for the pirates to pull up at dawn, but as they wait, the ship just doesn't arrive. There are no pirates on the horizon. Did something happen? Asked Usopp. Maybe they changed plans? Actually, I can hear a lot of screaming coming from north, said Luffy. Shit, they're just gonna use another route, aren't they? Said Usopp. However, Luffy calms him down by putting his hand on his shoulder and just says he is about to take care of it. Then he begins to float, and Usopp is completely baffled. What the hell? I'm gonna go on ahead now. With these words, he begins to fly off, but is quickly caught up to by Zoro, who takes out 2 of his swords. Not this time. You had all the fun with Buggy's crew. A little jealous, are we? Care to make a wager then? As they make their way to the other side, they start to hear the steps of these pirates approaching get louder and stop as Luffy lands beside Zoro, who puts in his mouth his 3rd sword, and from his gate, Luffy pulls out a bow staff, pointing it forward. If you can take out more people than me, then I'll give you the sword, but when I win, you'll wait till I give it to you. Kill them! The pretty boy's gotta be worth a lot more than that guy. Rushing in, however, the first attacks are thunderous, with the 2 going with powerful strikes, Luffy hitting someone so hard they flip, slamming onto their back. Zoro slides past an opponent as a massive cut is seared on their body, dropping them. 1. Luffy, after heading deeper into the horde, swings left, right, upward, and ends up spinning the staff, knocking away his opponents until he taps it down and then pushes off of it, taking himself to the skies and then readying for a massive swing right as Nami and Usopp arrive to then see him fall and slam down the weapon, flattening many enemies. 15. Zoro, like a spinning top, seamlessly leaves scars on all his enemies, gutting and beheading them until he jumps, landing and perching over a hill. 15. These guys are so strong, said Usopp. Nami meanwhile heads off to help as well, not willing to let someone lose their home like she had. Usopp takes up arms and fires from afar, knocking down a few enemies and covering the back of Nami when she gets sneak attacked or overwhelmed. Nami obviously is still fine though, they're okay, they're fine. Luffy meanwhile slams someone in the stomach and they hit more of their own crewmates, crashing into each other like a domino that just keeps on going and going. Yeah, that's 20 for me, Zoro. Same. What a coincidence. Are you guys insane? This isn't a game, yells Nami. I'll put your back into it. I got like 50 million berries in it for you, said Luffy. As soon as she heard those words, the man attacking Nami became terrified by her smile. You better keep your promise. Oh, you're like the devil, kinda. Didn't think a pirate cared much, she yells, bashing someone in the head violently. As the fight rages, soon they take down literally everyone, leaving Luffy and Zoro drenched in sweat as they approach each other, putting away their weapons. It's a tie, huh, says Zoro. Yep, what a coincidence. Now on all fours, Nami cannot believe they're still thinking about that. We did it, guys! Yeah, said Usopp. As he cheers though, Usopp begins to hear some steps and looks back, seeing Klahadore. Oh, it's you. You're not going anywhere. He pulls back on his slingshot with Kuro being left baffled. He looks on at Usopp and his anger overflows as his entire crew is decimated. He blitzes a long-nosed pirate and slams his face to the floor, leaving the Straw Hats pissed, with Zoro and Luffy then running past Nami with killing intent. I have Captain Kuro. This wasn't supposed. Both clocking him in the face, Luffy and Zoro crush him to the ground, telling him to shut up as his legs lift into the air before dropping, and they pull back their hands, his glasses not crushed, and his face contorted. I knew something about this guy was weird, says Zoro. The group, however, begins to hear someone running over, and on the scene arrives Kaya, leaving Usopp in a tough spot at having to explain all this. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Just then, however, she runs down and hugs him, saying that she's sorry for doubting him. I'm so sorry, please don't hate me. I never hate you, Kaya. I'm just glad we got him before he got to you. With Kuro taken down, and him having failed to take down Mary, Kaya's mink butler, of course, everything is now finally over, and of course they're rewarded with the Going Merry, a cute little boat. Caravel, says Zoro. Nice. I hope you enjoy it, said Kaya. Well, I'm more confused as to why you'd want this little caravel when you clearly could afford more. She is quite literally blinded by the aura of nobility coming from Luffy, who says, that's rude. Money can't buy everything, you know. Yes, that is true. Now come on already, let's welcome Mary to the crew too. He runs to the ship and begins to board it, with Nami sighing and just following after, as does Zoro. Meanwhile, Usopp says goodbye to his crew and Kaya. Watching him cry like a little baby, Luffy laughs, perching over the side of Mary as Nami asks, you were serious about the 50, right? Without even looking back, Luffy waves his hand saying, oh, just take 100 million, I don't care. Above her head, a gate opens, dropping a bag she catches as she crashes to the floor, completely shocked as she checks the bag, seeing millions in bills, while Zoro saying that he spoils her too much. I literally have infinite millions. Money literally means nothing to me. It did at one point, but who cares about the past, right? Having finished his goodbyes, Usopp then runs towards Mary, with the crew welcoming him, while Nami was honestly just counting her money and her stacks, and that makes 4 Straw Hats. But now we're gonna have a flashback. In the revolutionary base, we see a baby in the hands of Dragon as it giggles and laughs, as from behind in then walks Kuma and Eva. He just won't shut up, will he, said Eva. Oh, he was being way louder. Well, that isn't until I came in, said Dragon. Just then, as he giggles, however, Luffy would create a pour above himself, with all the adults showing a nervous sweat. Everybody run! Outside the base, well, outside the little tent that Kuma and the 3 were in, everyone who heard Dragon bolted, with Bello Betty yelling, isn't he just adorable? You and I must have very different definitions, yells Hack, as they are then hit and flooded by pieces of gold and treasure, crashing everywhere like a violent wave, all while baby Luffy laughs. That was the second day Luffy caused the massacre. Not like he killed anybody, but he definitely caused a bit of damage. What is Luffy's connection to the Revolution Army? What does the future hold for his crew? Find out in the next part of One Piece. I'm gone. Peace.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget.